Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's been a minute. Fallen Pumpkin here, excited to hop back in and play some All the Mods 10 with you guys. Now, since it's been almost a week since we last played, there's actually been quite a few releases for All the Mods 10. And in usual fashion, we're going to quickly go over the changes that have happened to the mod pack since the last video, just because I like to personally remain informed on changes to the pack, especially in the sense of mods that are released that could make the early game easier or whatever part of the mod pack we're in easier. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So last update that we streamed was 1.1. Now, I'm not going to take as much time to go through these as we have in past videos since there's so many. Let's just quickly go over them, and I'll give any comments on any that stand out to me specifically. So the update that came right after last stream was they added actually additions to the pack, which is super exciting. Actually additions, black quartz, and oh wow, look at that. Let's see here. Let's greatest possum lasagna. Like my new name, coming in with their fourth month of sub in a row. I recognize lasagna. You're gonna have to remind me your in-game name. Super sorry about that. But continuing on, they added mystical agriculture seeds for Azure, Silver, and Crimson Iron, and they added the Eternal Starlight quest, which is gonna be great because I personally need a guide through that. 1.3 came out, and they added mechanism processing for sulfur, which is awesome. They disallowed time wands in auto clickers. Now, I know some of my players were upset about this, but as a server host, it's really nice because for those that don't know, any form of tick acceleration, when it begins to become abused, and it's hard to draw the line as to where that is, but once it does, it's really hard on servers to have lots of tick acceleration. They added unified tiny coals and tiny charcoals. Awesome. They added nature's aura to basic tools quests. Nice. And then they compressed some images probably for modpack install size and some various updates. Next, 1.4 came out, and we've actually been having some issues on our server because of this, and hopefully things get resolved in the future and I don't have to do too much more manually editing of my server files, but they had to remove Croptopia. Apparently, the dev has been aware of an issue for 2.5 months. It's still not fixed, so we are forced to swap mods. Now, there is some structure generation tied into Croptopia that currently on our server, if you enter those chunks, the server crashes. And if anyone knows proper fixes when you remove a mod such as Croptopia to an existing world, an easy way to mass edit all Croptopia references out of the world folder, I'd love to hear it. But they added Pam's mods, which is awesome. They added immersive engineering. More industrial foregoing add-ons. One of my favorites. I'm really excited they have that. And they added raw ore to dust recipes to the AA Crusher. Awesome. They made crystallized and empowered oil recipes visible in JEI. Very useful. And they allowed Pneumaticraft recipes to use all forms of plastics, like from different mods. That's awesome. And they added ER fluidizer recipes using Yellorium tags. Nice. You can use Yellorium as a uranium substitute in some recipes, it looks like. 1.5 was a small hotfix. They said remove Halloween stuff and fix the JEI crash. And I'll explain the Halloween stuff. It's kind of funny. But they added Ars Energistic, which is awesome. It allows you to store source in your AE2 network. It's really useful, and transport it around. They added Ars additions to fix the JEI crash. And this important one, disabled the Halloween ghost. Now, for those that have been around here, I swear we talk about this every year. It's amazing how many people don't know that the mod Corral Tombstone has seasonal effects. And one of those from Corral Tombstone, if you look at Reddit, if you look at modpack discords, it comes up every Halloween of people seeing the ghost from Corel Tombstone and being like, what the heck is this? WTF is this? How do I turn this off? But it looks like they disabled it by default in the pack. I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to mess around with. We got Cryptic Cobra coming in on Twitch. Welcome. Good to see you. 1.6 then came out and had some of my favorite additions. So they added restrictions, XNet, one of my favorite mods. I absolutely love XNet. And oh, would you look at that? Hey, thanks so much for following on Twix. Canvlex, I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. They added RF Tools Power. Awesome. And RF Tools Base. Now, I think Base includes the builder. We're going to have to look once we get in game, and then we'll be there. We'll know for sure. MC JTY lib backend stuff. It's a library. Achievements Optimizer, another backend type of improvement. Harvest with Ease. I'm not 100% familiar with that one. We're going to have to check it out. And Slowburn coming in on Twitch. Howdy Fallen. Howdy Slowburn. How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Unification and market additions. So the market you can place, and the green villager comes down and sells you plants and such. They did some improvements to that, it looks like. They added immersive engineering to the All the Mods star, more plastic unification, and then some quest modifications and a new quest chain. You know how we had the weapons and tools quest chain? Now they also did basic armor, which is awesome. And they added it to relics quests. And then tons of quest fixes. And finally, but not least, we have the latest update, which adds inventory essentials. Really exciting. When dungeons arise, which is really exciting. It's basically like the roguelike dungeons. However, they are only in the other dimension. Good to know. They added fast async world save. Awesome. Another amazing performance add-on by some add-ons, if I'm remembering correctly. They added ImmediatelyFast, not 100% sure on that one. Dynamic lights, which is nice. They added Moogs structures, so some more variation of structures to explore. Variants and ventures, not 100% familiar with. And then they added some formations mods. Something to note is they removed underground bunkers. So that bunker that we've discovered near our base, those two bunkers, they've actually removed that mod. I'd love to know the reasoning behind this. I'd like to know if it was because of the difficulty or if there was underlying backend issues with that mod combined with all the others. I'd love to know. We'll have to check the Discord later to find out. But with that, folks, that is all the updates covered. Why don't we go ahead and dive in on the server? I've been really excited to play. I know it's been almost a week, but my health's been pretty bad the past week. I haven't been able to do much. We did start our Fear Nightfall server with the Hivemind members, and that was pretty fun. I will be doing more episodes on that to come once I feel able to. But if I remember correctly, we left off last episode trying to get our AE2 setup integrated with sophisticated storage, the way I like to always start my All the Mods playthroughs. And we did get the storage controller. And if we head out here, I believe we got a bunch of things ready. So we should be able to really do a quick and dirty AE2 setup today. I would say my goals for today's episode is the AE2 system and auto-crafting a jetpack would be my goals. Now I do need just a second here. There we go. Sorry, I had to fix something there. So yeah, so my goals today is going to be the AE2 sophisticated storage integration and the auto-crafting. Now, I've been on the server now and then the past week. I've been doing a couple things. Not too much, I would say, but enough to get a few quests. Now, I've claimed most of them, but let's still try to claim what we can. Now, I will admit, touching some of these quests like the reactor glass was from helping other players, but I'm just going to get the rewards now so that we get rid of the little icon. So we do get some uranium from that. Tips and tricks, this was us. They added the rewards finally for this. We do have a random reward for our crafting on a stick. Now, it lists all the chances. I just hope it's something good. Cooked pork chop. Darn it. It happens, right? Artifact-wise, I did get a thorn pendant. We'll go over that in just a moment. Basic tools, we did get to harvest tier 4 because I looted some ancient debris. I'm trying to remember. I believe it was from quick mining in the nether. We found that's right. We found it on stream. Some random ancient debris at high Y levels in the Crimson Forest. Continuing onward, though, we can see they've definitely added more to this quest section. That's awesome. And then now there is the basic armor quests. So these are exciting because this will really help people who are struggling to know what armor to equip. It's kind of like you go from left to right. If you just care purely about base defense stats. When you get more into like enchanting and fusion, stuff like that, that's when you have to kind of do a little bit of research on your own. But it looks like there's just XP rewards for various resources. We'll have to put some of these in our inventory and claim them. Coming down to the relics, though, it says there's a quest here, but I don't see it. Am I blind? We'll have to claim all and see if that goes away. Basic storage, though, we did make our storage controller, which gives us a random reward. We got some upgrade bases for backpacks. I like that. I'll take that any day. I like those rewards. We did make a barrel. Let's see if we get some more. Ooh, perfect. Upgrade bases for the chests. That's awesome. Okay, so I think that is... Oh, no, there's still... There we go. So if we come down to magic, we did get the nether quest complete, and I did want to try and start some magic today if we finish enough of our quests and goals. But let's go ahead and claim all. We got some netherrack, but that should complete the relic quest line. Oh, it was this. The nether was the quest we needed to collect. Okay. With all of that done, why don't we just put away our resources for now, and we'll dive into more quests and such after we get AE2 up and running. I really think that is my highest priority today. But for anyone interested, this is a multiplayer server. This is my supporter-only All the Mods 10 server. If you're interested in playing, the server is open for anybody that chooses to monetarily support me. This is just a benefit for those that have chosen to support my content creation. And if you become a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber, you can go in my Discord, get the associated role if you have your Discord connected to the platform account, and you'll be able to whitelist yourself on the server. So getting started, why don't we look at what, as far as we got last time. So we did make the energy acceptor. I'm going to go ahead and put that into plain form. And we got the cables done. I think the next biggest thing we need to do is make a storage bus and a interface. Now, I believe we were in the progress of doing that. I believe we were pressing some stuff. Yeah, we got some printed logic. We probably need to get the silicon done first, like ASAP. I'm going to take almost half of my Certus Quartz crystal for now, and we're going to throw it in our inscriber to get the dust, because it would take a long time since we don't have growth accelerators to get this dust. But guys, as I was getting ready to stream, I was looking at some of the new AE2 add-on mods, and while we wait for this dust to crush, I wanted to go over one of them with you guys. It's actually fascinating. And it'll be a lot easier if I grab the guidebook, and you'll see why. So, that mod, if we pull up the guidebook, it's added over here in the same way that extended AE is introduced. Check this out. Advanced AE. So I started poking around this mod, Advanced AE. And honestly, I'm super excited to play with this. I think it's going to be an absolute blast. Taking a look at some of these. So some of the things they have is the Advanced Pattern Provider, the Quantum Computer, Reaction Chamber, and Quantum Crafter. They do also have some items such as the Advanced Pattern Provider Upgrade, the Stock Export Bus, excuse me with my voice there, the Advanced Pattern Encoder, and ME Throughput Monitor. We'll go over these really fast. So the Advanced Pattern Encoder might be a little hard to see due to size, but what it allows you to do is assign a pattern directional, like, so you know how a pattern provider on an external machine only touches one face of the machine? Well, this pattern lets you dictate where the parts of the pattern go in on the machine if the machine requires directional input. And you combine that with an advanced pattern provider, and it will be able to handle all those. So that's going to allow some even more automation of some difficult machines. I'm really excited for it. There's upgrade items that just allows you to upgrade prior versions of a pattern provider to the advanced version. But I did like the throughput monitors. These are really simple. They're similar to storage monitors, but what it does is it tells you the rate that your storage network is either expending or gaining the resource, which I think is really cool. And then continuing on here, this is the part I'm most excited for, which is the quantum computer. So what this does is it really, even like from a server host perspective, really cleans up the computational power that the server uses in terms of tick time by it like bulk integrates mass crafting. And what I mean by that is you have the quantum core and storage blocks. And what it does, if let me try to find so I can read it exactly. We'll ignore the entangler for a second and the accelerator and multi-threader. I just want to show you guys everything it can do here. So it says to create a multi-block quantum computer, it's 5 by 5 by 5 with no empty spaces, exactly one quantum computer core, at most one entangler, and at most one computer multi-threader. Now, I don't think they've messed too much with the server configs. We'll have to find out for sure. Oh yeah, for sure, Elysium. I'm excited to check it out. Elysium on YouTube is saying advanced encoder makes automating the inscribers much nicer and cleaner. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. But what this is think of it as a crafting CPU. As it says itself, the quantum computer is a special kind of crafting computer. It is capable of running an unlimited amount of crafting requests as long as it has the storage. So what this means is that when you are trying to do mass bulk crafts at once, instead of having to have like 13 crafting CPUs, you'd send it all to the quantum computer. And the reason for that is that the quantum core itself already has a decent amount of storage, but it also has 8 co-processor threads by itself. And if you continue on down here, as you begin to make the multi-block, you'll see why this can become so powerful. The quantum storages can be upgraded. They do multiplications of 256, and what the data entangler does. Data entanglers are a special block that affects all storage blocks present in the multi-block. It enables those storage blocks to store data in several dimensions. That's like lore. Effectively multiplying their storage by 4. So you can get really big in the quantum computer. A quantum accelerator adds an additional 8 co-processors. For those that are familiar with how the coprocessors work, that determines how many tasks can be done at once. It's important to note that all crafting patterns being run by the quantum computer are able to share all coprocessors. And it says it's a good idea to invest in a bunch of these, because what that means is all the individual crafts can use all the individual accelerators. And the multi-threader, similar to the data entanglers, multi-threaders enable accelerators to run extra threads. So it multiplies all the coprocessors by 4. Only one can be placed though. So I'm really excited to really mess around with some of these. I think it's going to be a blast. I will quickly show the last two and then let's get going here. The reaction chamber is another similar system to the extended AE in-block, one-block crafting of both circuits, the processors, and the materials for them. And you'll notice here, I'll quickly show the stock export bus. It's very simple. It just keeps a stock in the block it is supposed to where an export bus that only keeps 32 logs in the chest. It'll only do that. It'll export till there's 32 and then stop. But the reason I wanted to go over that was to show you guys the reaction chamber. And that's because if we look at the uses, well, first and foremost, look how cheap it is. I have a feeling this is going to get changed. It's just Fluix dust, glowstone dust, a vibration chamber, and a matter condenser. And matter condensers are cheap. And what this will allow you to do in the reaction chamber is you get more materials when you're making like Skyflux ingots, Fluix crystals and stuff. You get more than usual. You'll notice here that with 16, 16, 16, you get 64 of the Sky Bronze. Let's go back to page 1. Multiple of the Sky Steel. It can do the budding Certuses, the Sky Osmium, the Shattered Singularity for advanced. But like, if you just look here, it's a really good amount of conversion. It can even turn matter balls to singularity. And I'm really interested in using this to make a lot of our materials, because look at this one specifically for Fluix Crystal. 16, 16, 16 for 64. So I really do think we might end up using that. But we should now have a bunch of Certus dust. We're going to throw that in our smelting. And we're going to grab a silicon press for making all of the processors we need to make today. There is our silicon. I know we only have one inscriber, but we'll get there for sure. Coming back over here, we'll throw the silicon in and we'll let that start pressing once it gets some power. We gotta wait. Oh, there we go. That was a big server hiccup. I wonder what happened. Thiago coming in on YouTube. Hi, came a little late. No worries, Thiago. Good to have you here. Okay, but this should be getting power now because this is full. We do have backup energy in the diamond generator, and I believe, yeah, it does export into our line here. So we'll get some printed silicon presses, and what we're going for, let's actually remove a few things there. First, let's make a storage bus. Let's try to take this one step at a time. We just want a basic storage bus. Now, this no longer requires a sticky piston, which is really nice. So we just need 2 pistons and a interface. The interface requiring formation annihilation. You guys know how this goes. We're going to need Fluix dust, logic for both, and nether quartz, Certus quartz. Perfect. So we do already have the Fluix dust. We're getting ready to print the logic. In fact, why don't we stop this and we'll kind of only print circuits as we need them. So let's come over here. Let's turn 4 of our logic into full circuits. I'm going to reset my... Oh gosh. Things keep freezing. That's really interesting. I'm going to reset my insomnia timer real fast. There we go. And coming back out here. Oh, for the pistons. How did I forget? Let's grab some... We'll grab some iron from our farm. We'll grab any redstone we have. I know we're getting low on it. We'll grab some cobble. And I'm just going to grab wood from our slow but sure tree farm here. Grab some acacia logs. I'm going to turn all of it to planks. We'll go ahead and open up our crafting table. And really fast, I'm going to make a bunch. Oops, I did that wrong. A bunch of pistons. Just so that we can avoid that craft in the future. We are getting a little low on redstone. We might have to do a little bit of crafting later, or mining. But let's just continue on here. So we are going to need Certus quartz and quartz. Let's go ahead and make some formation and annihilation. Awesome. And then I believe we do need glass. Why don't we grab some real quick? We'll come over here, and what I'll do is I'll come to my wood chest. I'll put away some of the acacia, and we'll grab our glass. Okay. So to make our interface, we should have all the materials. And I do want to make sure we're not skipping any major steps here. We seem to be pretty good. We do need to make the other processors for the terminal rewards. But coming over here, we're going to grab any rewards as they come up in case it'll help us later on. And we're going to go ahead and make our storage bus. Okay. Now, our storage bus is going to go on the controller. We'll grab a bit of cable. We'll start getting this set up, essentially. But all we need now is the crafting terminal, really, to get going here. This is going to be a bit messy, but we are getting ready to start making a real base. So I don't mind being a little messy for now. Let's go ahead and... Oh, let's see if I can get that back. There we go. Let's put down some cable to here, and then cable to here. The reason for that is now I'm going to put our energy acceptor, and I should have some energy pipe, and our super messy energy network will tie into this. That should eventually bring these online. Awesome. So now all we need, technically, is the crafting terminal. Now, what I like to do is check all the processors we're going to need. So if we look at the crafting terminal, we can already see we're going to need a calculation, so we'll need to make that. And in a normal terminal, we need an annihilation and formation. But because of the earlier craft, we have one of each. So we're good there. But we do need a logic processor. Now, for the illuminated panel, it doesn't require any processors, but it does require quartz glass. We should be okay. I think we have... you know what? I'm going to need to make a little bit more Certus dust. Let's do that. And while that is crafting, I'm going to... I might make one more inscriber, since it doesn't require sticky. I just need a copper ingot. Run over here. Let's grab this chest. A copper ingot. And I'm going to get us one more inscriber just so that we can move a bit faster here. I'll go ahead and put that above. And I'll take our Certus dust. And we're going to make some quartz glass. We do need one more Certus dust. There we go. And then the other materials is glowstone, redstone, iron. So we just need some of our glowstone now. I'm trying to remember where we put that when we came back from the nether. There it is. Let's go ahead and get our illuminated panels. Awesome. And I really do want to get the terminal quests. So maybe we do make the individual processors really quick. Let's go ahead and grab a calculation and one Certus. We'll get that going. I think we have a diamond here. Dragon Slayer says, how come you don't make a Fortune 5 book? Just wondering. I'm not really mining right now, Dragon. I guess I could say I don't really understand your question at this time as to making a Fortune 5 book. We currently only have Fortune 2 on our pick for sure, but we don't have much playtime yet. But we do need I'm going to grab a couple diamonds. And we'll grab our calculation. I'm going to throw the dust down. I'm going to put the redstone, the silicon, and we're going to make a calculation circuit. And we'll make a engineering circuit too. So you're saying Fortune 5 books are craftable. So I'm clicking on it and I'm not seeing it. But I'd love to know what the method you're talking about is. Yeah, I don't see a recipe other than getting to Fortune 3. So I'd love to know more about what you're talking about, because right now I'm a little confused, but I'd love to learn. But we'll hurry and make the engineering circuit. This should allow us to continue the quest chain via Evilcraft. Interesting. We'll have to look into that later. But yeah, right now, unfortunately, Fortune right now has nothing to do with our plans today. So we'll look at that later, but thanks for making us aware. Let's go ahead and grab our engineering circuits. Put those away for now. We should have the quest rewards. And then what we can do is go to make a regular ME terminal. And the crafting terminal, we just need a crafting table. Just like that, our AE2 integration of our sophisticated storage should be up and running. Awesome. Search Vengeance Pickaxe. Nice. So you just need 2 dark sticks and 2 hardened blood shards. Nice. Seems really cool. Good way, you could like craft that, use SFM to strip the enchants, you don't deal with Curse of Vengeance. Yeah, that'd be really cool. The only thing we would need is hardened blood shards. So we would need to get hardened blood, which you can't, looks like you can actually do it in integrated dynamics. That's interesting. Otherwise, you just put a bucket of blood in the ground and let it dry. But we'll look into that another time. For now, let's continue trying to get to the point of auto-crafting a jetpack. So now that we have the crafting terminal, I'm going to go ahead and configure it the way I like, which is sort by number of items descending. This is just the method I prefer. I'm just going to see if they've changed any terminal settings. It doesn't look like it so much. But otherwise, we now can see anything connected to our sophisticated storage controller, which is this chest multi-block. I'm going to, oh, I keep doing the wrong thing. There we go. I'm going to clean up our inventory a tiny bit of all the AE2 stuff for a second. And we're going to take a look at continuing the quest chain and getting to auto-crafting. Now, it's not necessary to make a controller as long as you don't go over 8 channels for Autocrafting. But I'd like to do one just to get started, since we have all the materials, such as an engineering for Fluix, and then all we need to do is cook up some of our skystone to polish it. So we'll throw this in here. We should get some skystone block. And I do believe the controller requires just skystone block. Awesome. Just wanted to double check. But let's go ahead and we'll make a controller just to give us immediate access to more channels. Now, there's something we'll have to consider as we place this, and that is that our power consumption is going to go up with the controller. But I think if we manage everything correctly, we should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and put our controller right there. Immediately, I'm going to tell this to tell me its FE usage. And at this time, we're only using about 10 FE a tick. So we're completely fine in terms of power because we have our generator and our heat generator. I think we're going to be good. Let's go ahead and continuing onwards here. We could get into the storage chain, but we're going to actually jump up here to Autocrafting. Now for the quest, we need a pattern access terminal and a pattern provider. We are going to have to do a few more circuits here, and it might actually benefit us to just make enough inscribers to have one dedicated to each circuit type for now until we get into automation. So I'm going to grab some more copper, and I want 3 more inscribers if we have the resources. I'm really sad. I wanted to use the in-game music as music today, and it's not really playing, unfortunately. But let's come here, and we're going to only craft 3 inscribers. We're not going into any extended or advanced yet. Just really basic stuff. Let's go ahead and put down 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to grab all of our presses. So we already have engineering. I would like calculation as 3rd, logic is 2nd, silicon is 1st. We'll go ahead and put our silicon, logic, calculation, engineering. And we're going to get some circuits being produced here. I'm going to use the silicon we have. We'll go ahead and get that going here. And we're going to finish some more logic circuits because we're going to need a bunch for getting Autocrafting going. Not necessarily too many, but a good amount, I'd say. So as these circuits are printing, why don't we start by first trying to make pattern providers. Now, because we have to make a pattern access terminal, which requires one, and we need one for the actual pattern providing, we are going to need to make 2. So we do need 2 more formation, 2 more annihilation. But I do think the pattern access terminal... Okay, no, it will just use an illuminated panel. So let's go ahead and we'll grab the necessary materials here. We need our Fluix, our Certus, our nether quartz, and we need 2 logic processors. This is going to let us make our formation and our annihilation cores. For the pattern providers, now all we need is some crafting tables. I'm going to go ahead and make 4 of those. And I think I have all the materials for the 2 of them. Perfect. Foxtopia Minecraft coming in on YouTube. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and double check the quests here. See if we get any more rewards. And then all we need to do is make our pattern access terminal. Now, I do think, yep, we have the engineering processor. We have the illuminated panel. Let's go ahead and make that. Come back over here. here is our pattern access. Now the thing is we also need pattern encoding. This is going to be really important. So I think what I'm going to do is actually adjust the way I did this. I'm going to move this forward, and I'm going to put my crafting here. And I'm actually going to put the pattern access. You guys can judge me for this. I'm going to put the pattern access. See if I can do this right. Right on the side, just so I can access it there. And we're going to put encoding in that corner. We'll claim our rewards. And now we need to look at a pattern encoding terminal, which is a crafting terminal with an engineering processor. Now this works out because we do have one more illuminated panel, one more engineering processor. The only thing we need to make is going to be some more formation and annihilation. We should be then good to take our illuminated panel and make a ME terminal, turn that into a crafting. We do need a calculation and crafting table. Now I think we had... I thought we had a printed calculation somewhere, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and throw some of our quest rewarded certus in there. That'll keep us going here. And we'll grab a calculation. With that, I think that's everything we need. In terms of terminals, and then we'll try to take our ME pattern provider. And I am curious here how cheap we could get to a larger size of pattern provider. Now I am noticing the advanced pattern provider is pretty cheap. And taking a look at it here, it does seem to give 4. So I think we're going to try to make that. I believe we have an ender pearl. Let's take a quick look here. It looks like we do. But it did require the logic processor, which we are currently out of. Let's grab a bit of our gold. I don't know why I keep going to the chests. I keep forgetting we have the terminal now. I'll try to get better at that. Let's get some logic going too. Now, because we're really low on redstone, I'm just going to make one of our calculations. Oh, we already had one. Can I stop it? I did. Okay. And we're going to make some logic. But really quick, let's see if we can make our pattern encoding. Take our crafting table to crafting terminal to pattern encoding. So this terminal is where you actually make the patterns that the crafters and molecular assemblers use, which is awesome. We are going to need some starter patterns. And for now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, once we turn this pattern provider into advanced, if we grab one of our remaining 3 redstone, we're getting really low here, guys. Let's go ahead and make this a advanced pattern provider. And I'm just going to place it on the block for its connection. Now, I am noticing it didn't give the 4, and I'm wondering if that's because we upgraded a regular pattern provider rather than upgrading a extended. I do wonder then if we grab this and look at its use, it appears there's now no way to turn this into having the 4 lines. Yeah, it doesn't seem so. So it looks like, I was thinking when I read this, I thought it would convert to the 4-line pattern provider, such as this. But it looks like we had to use an extended. And extended AE has definitely, it's been balanced. It's become harder to get some of the really nice upgrades. And like if we take a look here, there is the Mega, which gives you 2 rows, I believe, but does require accumulation. And we don't have accumulation yet. So our option was extended, but you now have to go the route of a crystal assembler with upgrades and cable. So I think for now, we'll just deal with using one pattern provider. It'll make building the jetpack a little harder, but I think we can make it work. The thing that we're going to need, though, is the pattern provider can't craft things on its own. We do need molecular assemblers. And I think to do that, what we're going to do is we're just going to start dumping everything into the AE2 network we've worked so hard to make, including breaking these chests and moving the items over there. And what we can do is add this chest to our storage multi-block. Now, I'm really sorry we haven't had it for this whole episode so far, but it's really bothered me not having music. So I'm going to go ahead and get some started for us. And from now on, I'm going to stop trying to use the in-game music. We'll go ahead and we'll just do this every time from the start. We'll use our stream music. Let me make sure it comes through for everybody, though. Okay, we should start to have some music. All right. Now, because we're using the terminal, things are going to go to random chests now. So I'm just going to just throw everything in. It's not as important anymore to be sorted here now that we have the terminal. And what I'll do is I'll just dig out a line here so that we can start adding more storage. Perfect. So we'll take a snooze and we'll start making the molecular assembler. With the assembler, we'll be able to start our auto-crafting, and we'll need to make some patterns for jetpacks. The only thing I'm worried about is our current redstone levels. We basically have none. And so we may have to do a little bit of mining here. We're going to just make regular molecular assemblers. It looks like right now we have all the materials minus some quartz glass. Go ahead and make some of that and get our molecular assembler. With this pattern provider is now capable of crafting, but it doesn't have storage for the materials used in the craft. This is where we now need to make a crafting CPU. I'm going to go ahead and clear some area so we can use the other side of this controller. This is where we're going to put our crafting CPU. Now, we're going to go very simple because of our shortage of redstone. Let's go ahead and grab any processors we have. Make sure they're made. I am going to use this last 2 redstone for 2 more logic. And maybe we have some quest rewards. Not at this time. Hopefully we can do this. And if we have to go get redstone, it won't be too bad. We can go pretty quick. But that does bring up a question we were wondering from the start of the stream. Now that RF Tools has been introduced, did RF Tools base include the builder? I am curious. So I'm only seeing... I mean, I could just search builder. I don't think it included it. Yeah, it didn't include it. So my favorite form of early game quarry isn't quite available. But there is other methods we can use without having to go all the way to like the mechanism digital miner. We don't need to do anything like that, but we'll look into that probably later or next stream. For now, I'm going to clear all my favorites just because there's getting to be a bit too many. And what we're going to look at is crafting storage. Now, what we're most interested in here is the super cheap 1K. So let's go ahead and start here. Now, to make the crafting unit, we do need quite a few materials, and already we now know we need more redstone. So let's go take a quick break from the crafting to get some redstone. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was gonna say I wasn't. I had to sneak to vein harvest all of that. But across this river, we do have an easy way down to our mining area. We should be able to quickly grab some redstone and come back. This does give us a minute to catch our breath, take a break, and chillax a little bit. Hoping everyone's having a wonderful day or a wonderful night, wherever you may be. I've been really itching to play on my servers, both here on All the Mods 10, and I've been wanting to play more Fear Nightfall with all my Hivemind friends. It's honestly really been a bummer just how unhealthy I've been feeling and unable to play on any of my servers. Because unfortunately, oh, that was bad. The best way I can put it is it sucks feeling super behind everybody, you know? A lot of my supporters and members invited to play on this server, as an example, have been playing like crazy non-stop since the server launched. They're all at multiple days of playtime and super far progression-wise. But that brings me to my point that I think it's important to, and I'll admit it's hard for me to do this, but I think it's important to try to not compare your own progress to that of others, especially those that have more time to play than you. And I've been trying to practice that because it's almost demotivating when you go to play and I look in my Discord server chat and whatnot to see what everyone's up to, and I see people with their quantum stuff and super far advanced bases, and it's really hard to not be like, man, I'm so far behind. Is it even worth playing on the server? But then I had the thought and the idea that basically it's not, to me, at least anymore, about comparing the progress. It's just about having a place that you can all play together. Despite differences in power or progression or quest completion, it's just the fact that you can be like, I want to play All the Mods 10, and the server is somewhere you can log in, and there's other people playing that you can talk to, maybe even ask for help in certain situations. And I think changing my mindset to that, about how it's more important to just, I shouldn't say important, it's nice to have people around playing. That's the point, not necessarily the difference in your progress. Thiago says, I'm playing like single player, but it's nice to be together. Yeah. I do think I've gotten most of the redstone here, though. Let's quickly go check that. This is already, I believe, enough redstone to do what we need to do, but I think this is, yeah, that is Zycraft. We could just do a quick vein mine tunnel to find some more redstone. Is that Zycraft? That is Zycraft. We really do need to get into resource production. I just haven't had the time. I'm just going to head down. We'll quickly see if there is some easily accessible redstone down here. Holy cow, this guy. 21 armor. That's crazy. Trying really hard not to die here. See if we can just find a bit more redstone if we just travel down one of these caves. Oh, there's another guy. I would like to get my spellbook up and running. There's so much I want to do and just so little time for me to play. It's honestly frustrating. Because here's the deal. I could make more progress. I could play more if I wasn't trying to stream every time I wanted to play. Because it's like, I really want to include all of my progress in the streams, in the episodes. But at the same time, the majority of the time with my current health situation, I'll feel okay enough to at least play a game, but not okay enough to make a decent stream, a decent episode, keep up talking, keep up the mental fortitude. And so when that happens, I just don't play at all because I want it all streamed. But it's like, because of that, I'm getting further and further behind versus if I just played when I felt I could and then during the streams caught everybody up on my progress. So we'll have to see if I end up making any changes to that. Cryptic says, it's all good, man. Take the pack at your pace. We enjoy watching regardless. Thanks. I really appreciate it. But on the subject of what I was going over about only playing when I can stream, I really fear some of the situations that have happened in the past where, like, I'm not able to stream for quite a while and I'll make too much progress. I know that sounds silly, but there's a limit on how much you can progress off stream. Oh, skeleton spawner. There's a limit to how much you can progress off stream and still consider the next episode's continuations of the same series. And so it's like, I'd rather just not risk that situation at all and just only play when I can stream. We did get another spell scroll. I want to see what that is. Fang Ward. Nice. Taking a look here really quick. We did get another capacitor. It's nothing too crazy. We got Firecracker and Lob Creeper. I think we're going to have to just settle for 52 redstone. I think that is enough. Let's just dump our inventory here. And see if we can get Autocrafting up and running. We may have to make some more pattern providers, but that's all right. We should have plenty of redstone for anything we're trying to do right now. Let me go ahead and take a snooze. And what we'll do is we need a storage component. And then it was the crafting unit that we had a problem with. We needed calculation processors. So let's grab, I'm going to grab like half our redstone for our finishing circuit inscriber. And we need our calculation. Now, didn't we put a bunch of, I can't remember, did we have a bunch of unprinted? Yeah, there we go. Or unpressed. We have some printed, so we'll throw those in here. That'll get us some more circuits for what we need. Let's see what else we were missing for the crafting unit, it looks like it is just the calculations. We'll grab the 2. And we should be able to make the crafting unit. And finally, crafting storage. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put that down right there. So then we have the crafting storage, the pattern provider that we ruined, but it'll still work, and a molecular assembler. All that's left is the patterns for the crafts we're going to do. Now, while we're trying to make a jetpack, I'm actually going to do a few other patterns first. And for long-time viewers of the channel, you guys already know where we're going. The first pattern you always make is a pattern for patterns, but we need patterns to start with. So let's go ahead and grab some, put them in our encoder, and we're going to make pattern for patterns. It takes 2. It takes 2. And the reason for that is you need 1 for the finished pattern and 1 for quartz glass. We'll go ahead and put those in our advanced pattern provider. And then, I mean, we're probably going to be short materials. Let's just try making 10. What are we going to be missing? We'd only be missing 1 Certus dust, so I'm just going to lower that to 8. And we'll get some patterns. Then I'm going to make a pattern for another pattern provider because we're going to need more to make our jetpack. So we need pattern provider, crafting table, and formation core. Ooh, I'd rather that not use charged. I'm going to switch this one to no substitutions enabled. And I'm going to drag non-charged Certus. Let's do that for both. So this was formation. Let's also make annihilation. And then for all the recipes, we'll turn back on substitutions. Is that all the patterns? I think it is. Let's see what we are missing for just this time, 1 more pattern provider. We just need a logic processor. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those, come over here. And once this pattern's done, what we're going to do is we're going to start making all the patterns for the jetpack. That is the plan. I know in the time it took us to set all this up, we probably could have just crafted the jetpack. But the point is getting autocrafting set up, in my opinion, requires motivation. And because it's an arduous process, you know, and to me, a good motivation is to use it for jetpack. And that always helps me get started. We do have, Eurobia coming in on YouTube says, "Hi, I'm playing a version 0.61. I don't know if I should update because my version is at 10 FPS. So I can't say for sure. There's no way to guarantee an update would necessarily improve your FPS. But something you could do in CurseForge, if you're using CurseForge to play and you want to test the stability and safety of a new update, duplicate your profile and update the duplicate and see if it's good. See if it works for you. But I would recommend always trying to stay on the latest version you can in terms of when you're playing these mod packs. Let's go ahead and make a pattern provider. And we're going to add it to the side of a molecular assembler that should power it. And now that it's time to go for jetpacks, we'll do a little preparation of, since we only have 4 patterns, we know we're going to need more Certus dust. And we don't have much Certus crystal, we don't have much Certus dust, but we do have our flawless. So let's do that. come over here and I'll pull all this out and we'll get some more Certus dust. Okay, jetpack time. So what we're going to do is we're going to at jetpack. And for the first jetpack, we already know we're going to need a leather strap pattern. And I'll avoid iron nugget pattern for now. You know what? It's a pattern you'll need later, right? So might as well just get the pattern over with. Something else needed in the base jetpack. If we take a look here, is going to be all the wooden parts. Now, what I'll do is I'll make the patterns for the overarching parts, which is the thruster and capacitor. And then we'll go grab our Certus dust to make some more patterns here. I think we have enough glass. We should be okay. Bubble Brainer coming in on Twitch. Hello, good to see you streaming again, FPK. Thanks so much, Bubble Brainer. I appreciate that. Something I didn't do. Oh, we did that again. We need to do 8. I totally didn't mark I was streaming. Oh, I guess I had never turned off that I was streaming. My bad. But with that, all we should need is wood energy cells, as well as basic coil. Now this is where we'll see if we have enough resources for a jetpack. All that's remaining is the jetpack itself. Now we do have 5 more patterns available. And we have, or like space, and we have 5 blank patterns. We could immediately jump to the stone backpack. Or the copper. I might go copper, just because it has more power storage. Let's go ahead and put these in here, and we should have enough patterns for everything required here. Because all that's left is the thruster. And even for the prior recipe, we didn't set up a furnace. So we'll put in our last 5 patterns. Now, even though this says invalid, it tends to work. Let's see what we would need for a copper jetpack. Now, trying to immediately craft the copper jetpack, it may be too much for a 1K storage. We'll see here. Okay, 788. So we have enough bytes, but we need more redstone, leather, copper, and stick. Now I am curious, just for the wood jetpack, we would just need more leather, more stick. And that's because we don't have a pattern for sticks yet. But in terms of leather, I do have some cow essence that we could quickly make some leather with. And I'll just manually make some sticks. I mean, we could see, it's like, if we wanted another pattern provider, we do have enough. We could actually get a few more patterns here, such as for sticks. We want the wood recipe. Oh, but we would need more patterns. Oh, hold on. We're going down the rabbit hole, guys. I do have 1 more Certus dust, which is enough for, I think, 2 more patterns. So we'll get our sticks, and then I think that is everything for the wood jetpack. Let's see if it works. Is it working? Oh, I think it's stuck. It is stuck on the wood thruster. wood thruster was here. Did we use an invalid pattern here? Let's come into here, and what we're going to do is, now that we know it's stuck on wood thruster, I'm going to cancel that craft. And in our pattern access terminal, I'm going to grab our wood thruster, and we're going to take a look at it real fast. So, I mean, it seems fine. It's got furnace, wood cell, basic coil. It is using acacia planks. It has substitutions. I'm going to turn off fluid just in case if that is somehow causing the problem. We'll put it back. Let's see if it gets hung up again. Oh, it's because it had an invalid amount of redstone for the craft. That's probably what happened there. So once again, we're short on redstone, but what I'm going to do, so this is again one of those benefits of playing multiplayer, of, you know, just playing with others, is why don't we see, hey guys, can anyone spare me a good chunk of redstone? We'll see if anybody can spare us some. Just so that we can focus more on this rather than going mining. And while that's getting ready, I'm going to take some of our copper. I think we have an ore hammer. I'm going to get some more copper dust. And we'll see if anybody can, or here, I'll TPA to you. Oh. I might disappear. Yep. Hold on, I'm coming. Be right back. Pyro. Thank you. Awesome. So we got some from Larbaco. And then we'll come back out here to Pyro. And it sounds like Pyro's got some for us too. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll just let everyone know we appreciate it. And what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly make a pattern for block to redstone, just so that we have it available. Go ahead and throw that in there, and then load up all of our redstone blocks. Welcome, Devin. How you doing? Coming in on YouTube. I love all the mods and haven't been able to play all the mods 10 with anyone. Well, I will warn you about this, Devin. Is my All the Mods 10 server currently is a supporter only perk. We've moved away from public servers temporarily. So it's for the foreseeable future, but it's not going to be permanent. We've moved away from public servers because with my current health and availability and of staff and such, it's just too much to host public right now. But any of my supporters, whether you're a YouTube member or Twitch subscriber, are free to join my All the Mods 10 server. If we grab the copper we just made, are we still short for a copper jetpack? Oh, we're just short. And copper's like literally everywhere. So let's just quickly grab some. Like, it should be super fast. I'm sure there's copper like right at the surface over here. We're just gonna grab some real quick. It should really only take like a moment to quickly smelt the copper and everything. If we hop down, it looks like there's some down at the bottom. So it should be okay to just hop down. We'll quickly fortune some copper. Let's see, why don't we grab the one up there? This should be plenty. Perfect. 27. And if we take the 27 copper and ore hammer it, we'll get more than enough. Oh, I totally missed saying goodbye to Pyro there. That's my bad. Let's go ahead and throw the copper in, and we'll try to just directly queue a copper jetpack. It's within our 1000 byte range. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so it's getting stuck. Nothing's crafting. Is that because... Ah. So the molecular assembler did get stuck on crafting the jetpack thruster, as it counted this as invalid. Now that does raise the question, is it actually invalid? Okay, it's not invalid. I'm going to throw that back up, and what we're going to do is cancel. Okay, we did cancel it. Let's requeue the copper jetpack and see if it works this time. I'm not aware of too many, Devin, but if you check in the official All the Mods Discord, you might be able to find what you're looking for. Okay, so once again, wood thruster is being counted as invalid. So that's good to know. I wonder what portion, if it's the acacia planks or what, is counting as invalid. What I'll do is just manually make the thruster. And then, oh no way, it's gonna even call the copper one invalid. What is going on? Oh, thanks so much, Devin. I appreciate it. Yeah, look, guys, it's even, at the same time, it's not providing the pattern. Is it any of the, no, because the copper thruster is coming from this pattern provider. I want to try and fix this, guys. I can't tell if it's a bug or if I'm missing something here. But it's interesting that it doesn't show the pattern in there. I am wondering if we take one of the... but see, so I'd love to test with an extended molecular assembler, but that now requires the crystal assembler with a bunch of stuff. I really want to know why it's treating the pattern as invalid. Any ideas? Awesome, Devin. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. So why would this be invalid? If we turn off all substitutions, so now all substitutions are off, we cancel the craft, we reclaim the materials. Let's see if it was substitutions stopping the craft. It was substitutions. Interesting. Even the battery. Okay, so what we're going to do then is I'm going to just stop the craft, reclaim my materials, and what we're going to do is we're going to grab, in this case, we'll grab the wood battery, the wood thruster, and the copper battery, since we've already done copper thruster. And we'll put these in and turn off substitutions. Really interesting if that is truly the case of what is hanging the craft. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure we emptied it. I just have to double check. Looks like we're good. Let's go ahead and come back over here and let's try to go for a copper jetpack. I have a feeling before we craft this, I'm actually going to take our wooden jetpack and our technically invalid pattern, and I'm going to turn off. But see, I need substitutions for that middle jetpack. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. Oops. There we go. All right, let's give this a shot. Boom. Okay, so interesting. With the iron jetpacks, you have to turn off all forms of substitution. Really interesting, honestly. But I think what we're going to do is all we're missing for patterns right now is Certus dust and Certus crystal. We might need to take a, how would I put this, a detour and try to get some crystal growth accelerators. Now, for the crystal growth, I'm honestly wondering, would it be better to just make the reaction chamber? Not necessarily for Certus itself, but for everything else we'd have to make. I am wondering if we should prioritize this so that we use less Certus for various materials. Because look at this, there is a duplication method where you take 32 Certus, you turn half of it into dust, half of it into charged, and you get 64. Is it worth trying to set up these reactions, or should we just automate and speed up the production of our Certus quartz dust and Certus quartz crystal? It might be worth it. Maybe we even do both just to compare. But for a growth accelerator, we're currently, if I put it in, we're only missing a Fluix block. What if I make 2 of those? Okay, we only have the materials for 1. So 1 accelerator, and what we could do is do 1 accelerator and put a whole bunch and put 4 Certus blocks around it and just use that as our production for now. And I do think that's what we're going to do. The question is how we want to set it up, because if I'm right, you can't directly power it. It does have to come from the AE2 network of power. But like in this case, I'm wondering, could a inscriber transport the power to it? No. It does in fact have to be on network. Now we do have possibly, if I put all that away and take back our Fluix crystal, I do have 4 cable to work with. And that might be enough to do a simple setup here, but what we could even try to do is another energy acceptor. No, we're short the dust for the glass. Okay. So we will have to come from our main network. The question is where? Where and how do we want to set this up? So give me a second to brainstorm here for a second. I might actually do it right here. We'll be short just a little bit of cable, which is really unfortunate. I'm literally short 1 cable. Maybe we have some quest rewards. Yeah, we have a whole bunch. And that gave us some more Certus dust. Let's use this initial Certus dust to get this growth accelerator reset up. We're going to make some quartz fiber and some more cable. And the reason we're just setting up the one growth accelerator right now is it's actually, in my eyes, pretty impressive how well even just a single growth accelerator will increase your rates. So let's come over here and let's grab some flawless budding. Move it over to our accelerator. And with this, we should be able to keep up with any more of the projects we're trying to do today. This should be enough. Because what we can do now is, specifically for dust, we can just break them as they reach one step of progress. But I do think I'm going to do this. I'm going to remove our energy acceptor, move it to the side, and I'm going to move our power line. I do think we need to shift our playthrough mindset, most likely in the coming streams. We need to shift to trying to get a proper base setup. But for now, we'll just do that. Put everything away, and let's see if we can make 10 patterns. I'd be happy. So we only need 2 more dust, and now with our growth accelerator, that's not a problem. But the reason I specifically want 10 patterns is we should be able to make 2 jetpack tiers here of patterns. So if we come to jetpack, we want to make our iron. Substitution's off for now. We'll go ahead and make that. Then we need thruster. We do need advanced coils, so we might actually have the gold at this time for what we're trying to do. But we'll see, we'll see. I think I just need the iron capacitor. Yep, that's 5. Okay. Just making sure we got the thruster and the capacitor and the pattern. Perfect. We'll go ahead and throw these up here. And let's see if we have the gold for an iron jetpack. We don't. Okay, so we're short gold. Now that does bring us to our initial issue of resource generation. But I think we'll be okay to just go quickly mine some gold for now. But I do think eventually we need to shift our focus to resource production using both bees and mystical agriculture. Because there's not too many good quarry methods at this time. Like if you just directly type quarry, we have Quarry Plus, but it's known as being a lag issue. There's the super early versions in Quarry Plus, or at least there used to be, but it looks like nowadays there is only the Quarry Plus. And that requires all the modium and an unobtainium pickaxe and like all this stuff. So there's not really a go-to quarrying method other than like the digital miner from Mechanism, but that's not one of my like favorite kinds of ore gathering. We do have the option of coding turtles to gather resources and quarry. But other than that, I mean, it seems to be that everything so far in this pack is more about producing resources out of nothing, such as bees and crops and dire stuff and such, rather than mining the resources in the open world. But I'm not familiar with every mod in the pack, so I am wondering if there's any that we just don't know about. There is the option of going the occultism miners in dimensional mine shafts, but that's quite the progress you have to go through. I'm just using the keyword mine here. I just want to quickly see if anything immediately sticks out. There is obviously the mine colonies miner. For those that don't know, mine colony mines, when they generate nodes, it just produces resources. That's kind of useful. Theurgy is really good for duplicating resources. But for the most part, there's no real early game quarry. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to grab some gold. We're going to have to just manually mine for now. I don't have a fast way down there, but we'll go get some gold just so we can continue the series. I am feeling pretty good regarding stream length right now. I'm definitely getting a little hungry. But in terms of health, we're actually doing like really good. I think this is going to be our longest stream we've done in quite a while. Let's go ahead and grab... I just want to see here when it comes to the gold. There is obviously going HNN, then the gold essence. A pigment farm for nuggets would work. But for the most part, there's not really a... Okay, imbuement chamber could be possible if we make manipulation. That's true. Imbuement chamber is a possibility. In terms of HNN, we could do a zombified pigling. That could actually be really good. Should we just try to quickly get a H8? Let's see how expensive this would be, guys. Let's come over here. So we have 2 pattern space right now. I'm gonna see if we have the resources. Okay, we can make another pattern provider. Let's get a little bit more storage space. And we're gonna see if it would be possible to get hostile neural networks up and running. We would need a deep learner, a model framework, a loot fabricator, and a simulation chamber. Now we do need prediction matrices, but they're a little cheap. They do require gold themselves, but let's just focus on the start here. So for a deep learner, I am actually going to make the patterns here for everything required, just so that we have them for future recipes. If we replace this, it should have regular glass pane. There it is. That's the recipe we want. I think that would be everything for the deep learner. Let's go ahead and throw these patterns in here. And to guess off the top of my head, we're missing obsidian. Nope, we have everything. Perfect. So we have the deep learner. It's now possible for us to train models. Quest-wise, let's make sure we keep up on this. Next, it wants us to make the model framework. Nothing too crazy here. Doesn't look like it needs any too hard of a material. It will use a bit of our gold. And we do need to make smooth stone. We are currently running out of power, and I think that is because I don't think I messed anything up. I think everything can get to it. I don't think our diamond generator is outputting to the pipe. I'm going to move it above the furnace and try to do a extraction again. It doesn't appear to be working because it's not draining power. I'm wondering if the generator galores don't output power to pipes. We would need an intermediary battery then in that case. Interesting. Okay, so we got to figure out what to do here. So let me think for a second. How can we get our power from our diamond generator working here? And the best thing I can think of just to get us back online is what I'll do is this connection could just be a solid energy acceptor. We could run the power line to it and then place the diamond generator right here. We know that this does nothing, but now it's touching an energy acceptor. Yeah, there we go. Now it's taking the power. Okay, we're good to go. Putting away this pattern, we do in fact need smooth stone, and I'm almost wondering, should we just take the time to quickly hook up an emerald furnace to our crafting network? It all comes down to if we have the room for one more pattern provider. Or the materials, sorry. We did have the materials. So I think what we're going to do is we could integrate all of this right here pretty easily by taking our emerald furnace. And I'm just going to have the diamond generator power it directly. So it gets power from that. And up here, we are only currently using 5 channels. So if I just place a cable and our new pattern, oh, messed that up. And our new pattern provider, what we could do is change our config here. We don't want to input, we only want fuel from the bottom, and top as input, output, auto output. That should be good. Unfortunately, our generator is going to take some time to catch up here, but I think we could also wire this in that way. So we steal some power from our heat generator. It could benefit us to get another heat generator going as well, just because of the current power situation. But let's just try to keep going here. We're going to take smooth stone as a smelting recipe. Oh, immediately out of power. Because it's got to power up this furnace. And thank you, Fingerboards, for subscribing on YouTube. Welcome to the channel. I think what we'll do, that shouldn't be too bad. We should have... All right, why don't we see if we can make 2? So we'll need 2 osmium, 6 iron, 4 planks, 4 copper, and 2 furnaces. Let me see if I can make the 2 furnaces. And we've got the copper, we've got the osmium, we've got the iron, and we've got the planks. So let's make 2 more heat generators. Let me read chat real fast in case there's something on the server going wrong. Yeah, unfortunately, people experiencing connection issues right now, it's their connection. Because right now, the server TPS is fine. Let's go ahead and put down 2 more heat generators. 2 more energy pipes. Go like that. And then we'll need to grab some lava. Yeah, it's something, no, server. We'll just have to grab overworld lava sources. Now, if I remember correctly, we have a lava lake right over there. And if, do we have the redstone? Oh, duh. We got a crap ton of redstone from everybody. I'm going to make a mechanism tank. Oh gosh, I just want a basic fluid tank, please. Of course, guys. Uh-oh, Thiago says, hey, Fallen, the YouTube stream is cutting for me. Okay, let me check that out really fast. Oh, you know what might be going on, guys? Because people are lagging on the server too. I might be having some internet connection issues right now. Give me just a second here, folks. I'm going to quickly try something. Okay, hopefully everything's coming back online now. Hopefully our connection is improved. Okay, now we'll just have to watch for a moment. But I think we're good to go. It's showing me the YouTube stream is stable again. I reset my network adapter. We dropped a bit of frames for the stream again. Let's just a bunch. Let's see, we can take quite a bit more here. Okay, and 2 more buckets. Perfect. So now we have some lava. What I'll do is I'll turn it off of bucket mode, and I'll just use individual buckets for what we're trying to do. What we're going to do is lava log our heat generators. Okay, we're trying a completely different network connection now. That's so weird. We went so long with no issues. We'll try it with this. Now I'm on a 6G Wi-Fi network instead of my hard connection. I've been having some issues with my 10 gigabit Ethernet module on my motherboard. We'll see if any more issues persist. What we've gone ahead and done is we have now lava logged our heat generators. And that should bump up our production quite a bit. So hopefully we're good now. I am going to see if we have some more coal blocks we got from quest rewards just to keep this diamond generator stocked. And now we can try to go back to and remember what we were doing. So we were trying to get automatic smelting into our autocrafting network. We currently have smooth stone, but no more patterns. What are we missing for patterns? We just need some Certus quartz dust. So what I'll do is I'll mine the large crystals, and we'll just mine the small ones just for a minute here. We had a little bit of frame drop again there. Really wish I knew what was causing it. What was going on? We'll charge forward though. We'll see if we can keep this managed in the meantime. If it gets too bad, because I really want to keep going, we'll end the YouTube stream and we'll just play on Twitch. But for now, I think we're okay. So I'm going to quickly get that smelting recipe. And now what we needed to check for hostile neural networks, we needed to get a module. So the smelting worked, auto exported. Beautiful. So we do have a model framework now. Continuing the patterns we're making though, we want a loot fabricator. Now this will require a netherite ingot, which isn't necessarily something we could easily make right now, but we do have the capability of setting up a quick theurgy setup to duplicate our ancient debris. I really wish I knew why we were occasionally dropping frames now. We'll see. Oh, that's right, Thiago. You're Larbaco. My bad. I'm sorry I keep forgetting that. Hopefully the YouTube stream stays a little more stable now. But in terms of the netherite ingot, we only have 2 ancient debris, so we have a choice. If we set up the entire theurgy lineup, we could get 2 netherite ingots. If we do like a simple squeezer, we could get 1 netherite ingot. I think what it all comes down to is the fact that the simulation chamber doesn't require a netherite ingot. I think what we're going to do is just use a squeezer. We also need a pattern for prediction matrices. Go ahead and throw that in there. And we should be okay to process our 2 ancient debris. So we just need to get 4 scrap out of this. We're not going to go the Theurgy 1 to 4 route just yet. A couple of our options is the squeezer for 2, because we can just use a base squeezer, and that might honestly be the easiest method right now because the enrichment chamber requires steel. I think we will just make a manual squeezer. Oops. Take our manual squeezer and our ancient debris. And I like to just use a button. We'll go ahead and we'll just put this over here. And we'll get our 4 scrap. That we need in order to start simulating the model we're going to make. So what we're going to do is we're going to head into the Nether, make a pigling model, and I think we will try to level it up a bit in the Nether rather than through just directly simulations. I think that will legitimately be best for us. Let's go ahead and claim that quest. And tell you what, I'm just gonna, no, we'll go through here. We get a free extra model framework. That's just XP, and hostile neural network quest, get some XP. Now it does want us to, so we need any data module for that quest, and we need a simulation and prediction for the next quest. So why don't we just quickly, since we already have the patterns, see if we're missing anything for a simulation. We need 2 ender pearls. We may have to try to get those in the Nether. Worst case scenario, we may have to ask. We may have to ask if anybody has some ender pearls we could borrow. But for now, let's head to the Nether. And in the biome we spawn in, it's kind of hard to get around. Maybe we should have worn the jetpack tier that we made. But we'll try to just do what we can. What we're going to do is get a pigling. And we'll go ahead and throw that in the deep learner. And I will just use the deep learner bobble slot. Now, I'm only seeing 3 pigmen, so I should be okay to kill them without building a pillar. They do have enchanted weapons though, so maybe we do just quickly go 1, 2, punch. Oh, I didn't get the 3rd block off. It's really unfortunate. There we go. So it appears to just be the 3, and then there is a wither skeleton. Now, we could use our other model on him, but I kind of want to save it for an enderman. Let's go ahead and level our pigling model. What I'll do is I'll just rotate hitting them because of our knockback. There's another wither skeleton coming, but I think we are out of zombified pigmen. I'm going to keep some blocks on us, especially on our hotbar. And let's see. So we don't have... This is why I'm really starting to think we should have brought the jetpack. We don't have much room to travel. Maybe we can go this way. I think this will work all right for now. Oh, hello, lost soul. We do have some piglins on the other side, but I can only really go this way. Let's do that. Let's come over here. This is actually the area we got our ancient debris, funny enough. We're gonna head into the soul sand, I think, and go up and over. Might be our best bet. In terms of, at least in terms of getting more piglins here. Now there is going to be wither skeletons in this biome, I believe. Yep, there he is. So there is also hoglins. This is going to be a little dangerous for a second. But what I really want to do, I'm trying to get a good aggro point. Ah, darn. I really thought he'd stay in range. I needed to hit that piglin. See if maybe I can just come over to him. Nope, he's gone. Okay, let's try this again. I didn't bring like snowballs or a bow. So I do have to pillar like close to him and then hit him. Oh my gosh. What is this? What is this AI right now? Okay, there we go. Oh, he was able to hit us. That guy was anyway. I'm going to break some of that. We'll try not to die. And unfortunately, this seems to be the only piglin. Darn it, man. Let's head this way towards that plot of land that had a lot of piglins. Okay, there we go. So there's one. I think we honestly, we ignore that one. We come over here, past that guy, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to come to this middle ground. Really, really wish I brought a bow. Let's come over and hit this guy. I think this is a good midpoint. Okay, so we'll wait for him to move till his AI stops. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and punch one of them. Okay, there we go. We're starting to get some more over here. Maybe shouldn't have been so close to the edge. Maybe if I come over. Oh. They can hit me from underneath. Good to know. I think I might transfer to this tree. I just have to be fast at breaking that. Okay. Go ahead and take these guys out. Hopefully, some more find their way. A little bit of server lag. There we go. Okay, they're all dead. Fortunately, no more spawns. We may have to just take the basic module. Just accept it. So I think we'll do that because I do want to try and wrap things up here soon. Let's go ahead, and we did get 2 more trophies. We'll put away everything else. Let's see here. We did get instant mana, a bundle. We did get a lollipop because the seasonal effects are going right now. Put away that data module, and the big thing we need is I need ender pearls. To be specific, I believe we need 2 ender pearls. We'll just quickly see if anyone has some. If not, it's no worries. We can work around it. Oh, Bubble Brainer looks like he's got me. Really appreciate it. That helps us keep moving forward while we're live here. Amazing armor. It looks fantastic, Bubble. I can't wait to do a tour of your base if you're watching. I don't know if Bubble's here, but I can't wait to tour his base. He's one of the ones that I was talking about earlier that have done an insane amount of work since the server went live. Let's go ahead and take our simulation chamber, and for now, I'm just going to put it right here on the power chain. And we'll go ahead and we'll just use a basic module. Now, we need just a bit of gold for this, and I think, yeah, I've got the 4 in the crafting, so that should allow us to first make some prediction matrices and a loot fabricator. We'll go ahead and we'll put down our loot fabricator. Claim all of our quests here. Perfect. Now, we were able to make 16, but since it's a basic, we are going to need more. Now, we do have one last golden ingot here to add. We'll let this run for a little bit, and in the meantime, as because we might very well lose power here, I do want to see where we were at on the jetpack. We were trying to make iron, but we needed the gold. That's right. That's why we were doing that. I am hoping we start to get some piggling predictions, but in the meantime, we can use generalized nether to make gold. So that still works out. It just uses glowstone and iron. We are now power limited because these use a lot of power, and in this case, a zombified piggling data module uses 256 FE. And we're not pulling that from the diamond generator anymore. And our heat generators can't keep up. But to continue the simulations, I believe if we just, for now, break the loot fabricator so that all the power goes to the simulation chamber, it should go a bit faster. I am curious if I can... No, we can't, darn. But I could put it right there. We'll try that. We'll try out this setup. We'll see how good it works. We'll give everything a minute here. And we'll get better power gen really soon. I'm pretty confident. In the meantime, we could just try to go for maybe a couple more heat generators if we have the resources. Just because they're entirely passive. Let's do 1. Little bit of server lag. And 2. I do have enough energy pipe. Let's come over here. And now the thing is the bottom furnace, or not furnace, but the bottom heat generator might start generating too much power for a non-upgraded pipe. These are limited to 256 FE. We'll have to... Let's get the lava in here, and let's see what the bottom heat generator is up to. Because for those that are unfamiliar with stacking heat generators, the way it works is the heat is transferred down to the bottom one. That's what gives it such insane heat and such high power gen. I do think we need to upgrade the pipe just to be safe. I think an iron pipe upgrade is relatively cheap. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, there we go. So we should see this start to drain. We should see plenty of power getting to our machines. We should be able to make some more gold. And what we'll do is we'll check our current iron jetpack gold requirement. We're so close. So close here. Hopefully once this is full of power, that will be fine. I'm just going to disconnect it for now so that this is only pulling from the diamond generator. And somehow this still isn't getting quite enough power. And I'm afraid it will cause server lag. I could try... I think the only other drain would be here. So if I turn that off... Okay, we now have solid... Nope, still draining. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out another time when we get proper energy. For now, let's just try to get this going and done. Yeah, see, it has an excess. So why is this not taking all the power? Is there... I don't think there's a passive drain over here other than the plant gatherer. I'll turn off the plant gatherer. It's just that we shouldn't be getting a buildup like this. You know, it's like, it's as if this pipe is not properly sending power. What if we give this one more stop? Because we don't really need this running right now. We're transferring 1000 FE, but somehow we still have battery. It can max output 880. Okay, see, here it goes. So now it's draining. I think it's just the pipes network. Yeah, I see what you guys are saying in server chat. I need to move away from using the energy pipes. They're being a little too wonky. But we should have everything needed for an iron jetpack finally. We'll see if it gets stuck. Beautiful. So we love to see. And there we go. Iron jetpack is officially complete. Now, the thing is, there's plenty of next tiers. The easiest to go for is gold. So that's currently like our limiting resource. Because what I really want to do is I like to get to emerald ASAP. In terms of pattern space, we're pretty much out. And I'm fairly confident if we go to make another pattern provider... Oh, never mind. We had the materials. Why don't we just see, before we call the episode here, let's see how much gold is going to be needed to go one more tier on our jetpack. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw gold in here. It doesn't like when you do it that way. That's right. I think what I have to do is put this jetpack in the storage, turn off substitutions, and fill the pattern from here. Nope, it still does bronze. And I don't think it'll let me fill in. Oh, there we go. I mean, it took it. It took it. Okay, we're good. So we got the gold jetpack from iron, gold thrusters, gold energy, and all that should be left is the capacitor. Put all of these in our providers. And really quick, let's see what we got coming in here. Wazaf, good job on a long stream. Sorry I missed it. No worries, Wazaf. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, we really went the distance today. I'm really happy with it. We are going to see, we're going to finish off by seeing our gold requirement. It's actually not that much, guys. It's only 61 gold. And we might just have enough. Do we have enough glowstone? Oh my gosh, guys, hold on. We might be able to make our gold jetpack. Yeah, we just need 5 more ingots. And boom, just like that. Easy. Awesome. So we'll finish off today with the gold. Super exciting. I'm really happy about that. It doesn't get stuck. Okay, so far so good. And boom, we actually made it all the way to the gold jetpack today. We literally couldn't go further right now because I don't have the diamond. I mean, we could go the platinum route. We have the platinum, but I don't think we have the resources. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to see what we could do here. If I just make some patterns here, if you guys are a little patient with me, I would need 4, so we need 3 more dust. How do you plan to charge it? So right now, Wazaf, I'm just going to throw it in this diamond generator. Right now, the diamond generator is just finished capping our loot fabricator. But then I'm just going to charge it here, like so. And then once we eventually need wireless charging, because for me, we'll be okay with just a fully charged backpack. We're not exploring for long periods of time. But once we do need to have wireless charging, because Flux isn't in here yet, we'll just use a player transmitter from Powa. How you doing, Willie? Good to see you. I totally forgot, so I need to break these before they fully grow right now, since we are not automated. Or I could just quickly inscribe some. Will probably work too. I just need a few patterns here. I'm gonna quickly, it's high time we get a magnet. There we go. Okay, that should be enough Certus dust. Let's very quickly, I think that's enough for 6 patterns. Nope, 4. Let's get some patterns, and we'll just quickly try to do the platinum jetpack, because I believe the platinum jetpack can go to emerald, so we can skip diamond. And we have plenty. Oh, yeah, we're gonna need more patterns. We have plenty of platinum, but I'm realizing now the elite coils might be our limiter in terms of diamond here. Okay, I do need a couple more patterns here. Let's just see what our resource requirement is going to be. So we've got the thruster, the coil, the energy cell. I think all we need is a platinum capacitor, and we'll see if we have enough diamonds. I'm going to quickly just cook up this platinum dust just to make sure we have enough of everything. And we'll see if we have enough diamonds in terms of the coils. We did, so Wazaf, we did just get, because immersive engineering was added, we did get the garden cloche, which is really good for mystical agriculture. Garden cloches are really good for the automation process. Not as good as those other systems, for sure, but it should help for now. Let's see if we have enough diamonds. We're probably going to be short. So that's going to be our goal. So we do need some more cobblestone, and we need some more diamonds. And I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to call the YouTube stream and Twitch stream here. And I'm going to keep playing for a bit. I'm going to try to get some more resources so we're better prepared for next stream. And I just want to say thanks so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. Sorry we had a little bit of connection issues there for a bit, specifically on YouTube. But it's really good to see you guys. It makes me really happy to stream again. And hopefully the next stream won't be another week-long wait. But have a wonderful day or night, wherever you may be in the world. I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.